But not least, wordplay. Wordplay is a literary technique in which the words that are used become the main subject of the work. Typically, especially in Shakespeare, they're used. It's used to add humor to the play and to the piece of work itself. So puns are super popular for Shakespeare. He uses them all the time, and this is a joke exploiting different possibilities, meanings, the different possible meanings of a word, or the fact that there are words that sound alike but that have different meanings. We're going to explore some examples from Shakespeare and some examples from our social context. Puns typically use the following three things: homophones, homonyms, and homographs. Now, they're all fairly similar in definition, but there are like one or two things that set them apart. Homophones are words which sound the same but are not spelled the same and do not have similar meanings. Homonyms are words that have the same sound and same spelling but different meanings. And then homographs are words with the same spelling but slightly different pronunciation and very different meanings. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples of those things. If we look at the examples, maybe that'll help you remember, identify, tell them apart. Look at this. A homophone and a homograph are the two that we're going to focus on, because the homograph and homophone fall under the umbrella of homonym. So these are the two that Shakespeare uses to write his puns: the homophone and the homograph. So let's review again real quick the definitions. A homophone is a word that has the same sound as another word, but is spelled differently and has a different meaning. So think about two, and two. There, and there, and pray, and pray. So let's use pray and pray as an example here. If we think about this word pray and pray, and we think about how we can use them, you might say, I am going to go to the chapel to pray, and the lion is hunting his prey. So they sound exactly the same, but the words mean different things. A homograph is a word that has the same spelling as another word, but has a different sound and a different meaning. So think about the word lead and lead. Lead is to go in front of, lead is metal. Wind, which is wind, to follow a course that is not straight, and wind, a gust of air. And then bass, a low, deep sound, and bass, a type of fish. So they are spelled the same, but they have different meanings, and they sound different. So let's take a look at this pun down below from Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Mercutio are talking about going dancing, and Romeo says, you have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground. I cannot move. So look at the use of the word soles and soul. Even though he's talking about the soles on his shoe, he's talking about his soul being unable to dance. So this is a play on words because Shakespeare is using the same sounding word, which this is the homophone because they sound the same but have different meanings, to show that Romeo can't dance, not because he doesn't have the right shoes, but because he doesn't have the right soul in his body. All right, so I'm going to give you guys an example in the next step, and you're going to identify for me the pun and the type of pun, the use of either homophone or homograph, and then you're going to explain the pun to me, and then you're all done. Let me know if you have any questions or need any help with any part of this asynchronous session.